And when you read it in Genesis, the 6th chapter, the sons of the Most High was talking about the Israelites.
What name do you pray in?
I pray to God.
What's his name?
We were just reading.
We live in the
We
time
were
of
just
the return
reading.
of the Christ.
We were
Are
just
we not?
reading that you can't pray to God.
Are we not?
We were just reading that God is not dealing with us. We are not.
Oh, really? Because Jesus said
Hosea, man, you ain't read that.
Hosea, whatever
You
it
don't
is
know.
that Christ said, the Messiah said, that we will speak to God ourselves. The Mother.
No, when? In Genesis?
When?
So you saying you could just talk directly to the Most High now, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Get out of here, man. We ain't dealing with
I
you.
know it don't
Hey,
make
brother,
sense,
what's your
right?
question? We gonna tune this
Right
dude
now,
out.
I'm telling you right now.
Let me just give him this before he leaves.
Let me say this for you. So I'm gonna show you where I'm really at. Right? We understand where you're coming from, right? But it makes no sense. We already believe some outlandish shit up here. Understand that? Out the Bible. But you have no foundation for your bullshit. Because it contradicts what's going on in the Bible. And with that, we're not gonna talk to you over here. You're wasting your breath and you're wasting your own time.
I hope God continues to bless.
You had a question, Sean? Brother? All right.
While you looking for your question, just for edification, man.
Song?
Yeah, song. Because that demon said the Most High didn't mean for us to fall. And then two, what else he said? He said,
We were supposed to be, when the Hawashai came to restore what Adam fucked up with.
well, I'm gonna
he
say
don't
this.
understand that.
He doesn't understand that, but he's technically right. Because Yahweh Shai, he was Adam.
Right, and he said, I didn't want to go there with you.
He was Adam, but it would have been too needy to go into it because it wasn't meant. It ain't meant for guys like that to understand the in-depth,
mysteries.
the mystery part of it, man.
And
That's why we didn't go there with him.
And to say this also, we could have did it. We could have easily broke it down, but he wouldn't be quiet to get the breakdowns that we were trying to give him.
Yep.
We had no problem teaching to him.
Yep.
Or showing him what it was, cutting him or whatever.
Yep.
But he didn't want to be quiet long enough to receive the message. He came up here to run his mouth.
With his own vain opinion.
He
Imagination.
just came up to get a little FaceTime on camera. It's not happening up here. Again, they trying to fuck with you, bro. They don't want you to get this word.
How long was he up here? He been up here for a while?
Right before you
Since
came.
you left.
Right before you came.
Hey, somebody give me real quick Psalms 82 and 6, man. Just one basic scripture. We gonna cut that, and then we gonna move on and answer this brother question.
Psalms 82 and 6. I have said, ye are God.
Talking about the sons of the Most High. The same sons of God that you read about in Genesis, the 6th chapter. The so-called Nephilim.
Right?
All right, which in the Hebrew is Nephilim, which means fallen ones. Where did those men fall from? They fell from their estate because they were men of renown. They were mighty men and they were men of status in the earth. All right, but the Most High dropped it, and then once the Most High dropped it, man stopped living a certain amount of time on the planet Earth like he used to.
Right.
We fell from we were angels, all right. But now we're lowly angels living in the flesh, under the chains of darkness. Go ahead.
And all of you are children of the Most High.
Yep, talking about the Israelites. Go ahead.
But ye shall die like men,
You're gonna start dying like men,
and fall like one of the princes.
and you're gonna fall like one of the princes, man. So what was that demon talking about? Like that lets you know he was bugged out of his fucking mind, and he was a damn demon coming up to cause confusion. Everything that he was saying did not line up with the scriptures. So we gonna dismiss that, and we gonna answer your question, bro.
Yeah, I got a few questions.
Go ahead.
I got one. I was wondering why is it that like right now today, you are the only man. I know they the head tribe, right? Judah.
Yeah.
So why we the only people that ain't got like their own land?
We don't have our own land.
Yeah.
Go back to Jeremiah 17.
Yeah, Jeremiah 17. Well, really, Israel really don't have their own land. All these tribes really don't have their own land. Even though you can look at the Mexicans and be like, okay, well, they got Mexico. Who's in control of Mexico? You think the Mexicans really control Mexico? No.
That's why they got that whole drug cartel going on.
Yeah. Who's in control of that? The so-called white man.
Who's in control of South America?
So-called white man. Puerto Rico, so-called white man.
When you go back to the
Yep.
name of these lands, it's because they're Americans. Which is Amerigo Vespucci. His name was put on all them lands.
Yep.
They named their lands after themselves.
That's right.
You know?
So technically, we really don't have our own lands, but we ended up over here because the Northern Kingdom, they came all the way going back to the Assyrian Empire. They came on this side of the world to basically get away from captivity and to try to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, out of captivity. But the Most High had it to where we all came over here because it was the Most High set it up to where both the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom was going to serve hardcore slavery in Babylon. You know?
I got some.
I only asked that because, like I told you last time when I came over, I was talking to my cousin. Like, remember I was asking about these questions about what you want to do with the Old Testament?
Yeah.
Exactly. And he tried going into something like that. Because he on something trying to think like, remember how I was talking to you in Deuteronomy 23 and 2 about, because you keep trying to break down how all the tribes are either like, you know what I'm saying, like black, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's trying to say that they're all Negroes. Yeah.
So,
He's bugging out, man.
yeah, so I was trying to cut him with some things, you know what I'm saying?
Ask him, wait, somebody give me,
Keep what you got.
is it Jeremiah, I believe the 50th chapter? Because if you know, the kingdom of Judah, which are the top 3 tribes, right? We was in captivity under, when we was in captivity under ancient Babylon, the northern kingdom wasn't there. It was only the Negroes in that captivity. The rest of the tribes were in captivity under the Syrians. And then it spoke of them leaving that hemisphere and going over to the other side of the world. So how could all the tribes be Negroes when the rest of the tribes in the scriptures are documented to have left and went to the other side of the world? What people came onto this side of the world before everybody else? Ask them that question. This is Jeremiah the 50th chapter.
50:33.
Yep, there you go.
Jeremiah 50:33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Hold on.
I got a
Read, start from
It's
verse
a common sense question. You can ask.
verse 28, and then jump to that verse. Because we want to get an understanding here.
Got you.
It's talking
I went
about
right to
Babylon.
it, yeah.
Now, we understand that in ancient Babylon, like I was just saying, only these tribes went into captivity under the Babylonians. This in Jeremiah is talking about a different Babylon. And to prove it is because the verse that he just read says that Judah and Israel were oppressed together in this particular Babylon.
Right.
In ancient Babylon, it was only the southern kingdom, or the kingdom of Judah that was oppressed.
And that's through extrapolation.
Okay.
You know, you take some extrapolation to get, but it's common sense stuff.
Yep.
Wanna go?
Read 28 first.
Jeremiah 15:28. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare Zion the vengeance of the Lord our God, the vengeance of his temple, call together the
This
archers.
is talking about the, see look, and this
So that's future
this is
prophecy.
future prophecy. Because he's talking about modern Babylon. Because when he's about to,
Archer didn't come across.
yeah.
The Archer
Matter of fact, read it. Just read it.
Verse 29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow.
This is talking about all the nations that have that nuclear capability to shoot their nuclear missile.
Right,
The
because-
scriptures, when it refers to the bow and arrow, it's talking about your modern day nuclear missiles.
Right, so let me say this. And when we came out of Babylon, that's not how we came out.
Exactly.
We didn't come out with no archers or all the other nations that had archers assembled against Babylon. That's not what happened. The Greeks came and took us out.
No.
No,
The Persians and the Medes took down the ancient Babylon.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yep.
Exactly.
All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about, let none therefore escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all she have done.
Now let me say this. Now those escaped, whether the 10 tribes escaped, they didn't escape. They're not going to escape this one. You know what I'm saying? The other tribes that are here, they're not going to escape out of America, but they escaped out of the Assyrians and went to this part of the world, to the western part of the world. They was in a different captivity. I'm just showing you the differences through common sense. That it's not talking about that ancient time, we're talking about today.
Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done. Do unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel.
So this is talking about the destruction. The Lord basically mustering up the battle for the destruction of Babylon to take place. So this obviously talking about a different Babylon, not ancient Babylon. It didn't get destroyed by missiles. Now jump back to verse 33.
Jeremiah 50:33. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held fast, they refused to let them go.
All the tribes are here, just like in ancient Egypt, all the tribes are there. But they were never in ancient Babylon together. No? One was in Assyria, one was in Babylon. Now the question I have for you, to prove that we're all were the 10 tribes of Israel, is why is common sense stuff. They have pyramids over in ancient Egypt, right? Why do they have pyramids down in South America where the 10 tribes are?
Mexico.
Like the Aztecs and stuff like
Right.
that.
Because who was building those in ancient Egypt? The same people. You know? And they built them better over here.
And ask them in history about who got over here and like what people were over here first that inhabited the Americas.
You don't know that.
What happened during the Assyrian Empire? You know,
I got it.
around 727 BC. What happened? You know, that's in history.
I got 2 Ezra 13, 40. It says 2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king,
Yep.
whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive and carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
Yep.
But
Talking
they-
about when they were led out of Jerusalem and brought into slavery under the Assyrians, under King Shalmaneser.
Yep.
You know. Go ahead.
It says, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen
Yep.
and go forth to a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Whenever mankind even dwelt. This is a big surface of land where mankind never lived at. If men may have came there, but they ain't never like inhabited the place.
But they've been there, but they didn't live there.
Nobody lived on this particular place. And it's a proven fact that the Western world before Columbus,
Right.
they always thought that the earth was flat, you know? They always thought that if they kept
They didn't
going,
even
they
know
would
that man
end up,
was here. Right.
they would end up in India somewhere.
Yep.
They didn't know about the Americas, you know?
Because it was King David and them that was taking his navy over there, bringing back goods.
Yep. The Hamites knew about this place because King Solomon had a navy and he would send them over here to get gold and different other
Spices and stuff.
resources that America was known for, and would bring it back to them. And it would take a span of 3 years because it took a year and a half for them to get here, and then it would take a year and a half for them to get back.
18 months.
You know? Go ahead.
It says that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where mankind never dwelt,
Yep.
that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. Because you look at a map of Israel, everywhere around Israel, except on that west coast, is all heathen. There's Ammonites, it's to the north is north of Israel. Syria up there, and then down, and then it's like Ammon and Moab, and it's like the white man there, and it's like Canaanites who got pushed out of that land, the Africans, they're down in Africa. Egyptians and all of that, right? It says, and we kept in the northern kingdom, kept falling into them idols so much more than Judah did. But I mean, we all did, but they kept doing that. That's why I said they never kept the customs in their own land, the laws in their own land. It says, and they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them.
I wish we had a map to show you that particular journey.
I have
You
a
got
map.
one?
My Bible.
The scriptures is telling you how they took passages, they took certain rivers and different currents to get from where they came from.
This better? Over here? Get out. No, that's the other inside. We need that outside. We need the outside.
We need like a bigger map. We're working on getting it.
Right.
But it was a way for them to escape, and they rode through a certain passageway to lead them to the ocean.
Out on the east coast of Africa, then around.
Yeah, which they took currents. They took currents to do it. You know.
Right. And, the gold I got at the house, guys. But yeah, the currents. If you go to like a phone, like with Google or whatever, natural currents of the world, they'll kind of show you those too. It'll show you going around the Horn of Africa and up the west coast. And that's where these Judah, Benjamin, and Levi picked up those currents and went straight to the Americas. They shoot you right to the Caribbean and South America. That way it sends you into there, and then it spreads from there. Currents goes into the Americas from there. But that's the way that you took it. It took so long going around that way versus just going straight to the west coast of Africa. Basically, these tribes got the shortcut, and they had to take the long route all the way around. It took a year and a half.
They showed it in the cartoon Finding Nemo how all the fish and everything floated with the current.
Right.
They took the currents and went around.
Those big schools of fish.
Yeah, they traveled in the current. They let the water naturally take them where they were supposed to go.
And not only that, not only did they use the currents to get around and get to the Western world, they also used the constellations of the heavens.
And now I ain't gonna say that out
signs in the
loud.
heavens.
Yeah, just signs, leave that signs in the heavens. But I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying this to be documented or to bring up a big issue about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the chariots led them over there too. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, that's just a speculation of myself, not biblical fact that I can back up. Just something that I think about, you know, but I don't dwell on too deep. All right, so let me keep reading.
Read that
again.
verse 40. No, verse 40.
40. So those are the 10, this is 2nd Esdras 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land at the time of Osea, the king, whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land.
Yep.
But took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where mankind never dwelt.
Yep.
What you got?
Now, basically, when you look into that word, another land, it's from the Hebrew word, what was it? Akar or Rakasa, which means another land or a foreign land. Now, that was prophesied in the curses. The Lord told us if we was gonna fuck up, He would cast us out of our land, far away from our land. Somebody get Deuteronomy 28.